So Influx does have two wins over Dawn. Both have gone 2-0, but they've never met in this bracket, and that's about to change. So they are off, and I like what Dawn has set up here.
Mhm.
It's
I
gonna work
am
out. He's gonna have to do something though.
mhm. I'm always a fan of those drop teas and things like that. Sweet teas are my favorite move. So, whenever I see somebody else setting it up, it's always really fun for me.
And kind of a slow start for both these players. I do like that combo that Don set up. He's got everything set up now. Needs to a double red, and that is not
Mm,
unheard of, but it is something that I'm not sure. Yeah, he's going to manufacture it, and that makes some good sense. They're going to get the drop log and or timber, as Savage is wont to say. Down by 3 as Influx is storming through this board, but both of them have a really floaty board, and that's going to
mhm.
be a bit of an issue for each player.
Yeah, you could tell Influx is unhappy. He's shaking his head. Um, but yeah, there's a fair number of gaps. It's not super open at the bottom of each board, but it's not necessarily as closed as we like to see it, which can mean some drop time.
And yeah, that is definitely something that Influx loves avoiding. And
Mhm,
I mean, we all dislike drop time. He makes a passion of it. And
mhm.
that's really the difference. But 14 to 14, both players finding their way into the late mid game, almost into their end games, and really starting to make the setups for their end games. I think, Don with a little more gap into his boards, but that is giving him more free space to kind of work around with and make some interesting plays. Influx, though, getting these combos, and I love what he's got set up here. He's going to be down
Ooh,
to just needing three more reds. There's a really great combo there, and he is going to be out at a 221.
and Dawn is only 6 behind. He's gonna be able to, um, get down to 2 really quickly. He wants the fat log really, really badly. You can tell.
Doesn't matter. He set it up for a
There we
drop,
go.
so out of the
Mhm.
238. Yeah, he had everything set up for both directions. And another great play there from Influx to take an 8 virus lead early on in this level 11.
Mhm. Dawn setting up again for horizontal. There we go. Very, very nice combo clear there.
Yeah, and the next
Doesn't
bill was
have
exactly
much
what
to
we needed.
do yeah, didn't have much to do with that red, yellow, but used it as strategic garbage, um, sees the double blue next, which is
Yep.
really what he wants. There we go. So, the only garbage he has is that 1 blue, and he can get rid of that pretty quickly.
That's working out pretty well for him, but Influx maintaining now about a 10 virus lead and not much on the clock, so that's good. But yeah, I feel like Influx has got the better board health and everything right now, although
Mhm.
Don with a lot of good setups. He just needs, and in fact has found his way up forward a little bit within just a few viruses of influx. But these two just trading blows, going back and forth, and we are shortly going to be out of this level 11.
Mhm. Um, Now Influx does need some blues. I don't know if he wants to take those 2 he wants to take them vertically, okay. I wasn't sure if he was gonna try to do them horizontally or if he was gonna go vertically. Um, and now he's gonna get rid of the red. Oh, very nice T here for those blues. Now he does just have a little bit of that trash, and then it is 1 to 1. Dawn's will be out at 4:33, so Dawn has a little bit of a lead, just a couple seconds.
Yeah, those competing plans for influx really spell the difference in this level,
Mhm.
as Don really picked it up right at the end there. But as you can see, both players making these early plays, and we're pretty much tied back up again. I don't have strong feelings about either level. It's, neither board is particularly terrible, but neither one is particularly nice either. So,
Mhm.
you
I
just,
wouldn't say that either one would be like a speedrunner's dream or anything like that. They're just
the
they're
way the
just
setup.
levels.
So, wow.
Very nice setup by Dawn.
Yeah, and he's holding about a 4 virus lead now. That is going to be where he wants to be and where he wants to stay for as long as possible. We know
Mhm.
Influx, our 3-time now defending champion of speed, is going to find his way forward. It's just a matter of when and if he needs to put on the jets to do so.
Mhm.
But this board is hampering him by not giving him a lot of red access, and that is slowing him down a bit, giving Dawn a chance to take a pretty commanding lead.
Yeah, I think he is trying to take that blue in the middle of his board. I think he wants to take that horizontally, but I think there are other things that he also wants to take horizontally. So, again, like you said, there are a few competing plans. He can there you go. He's gonna take all of those yellows all out at once. Beautiful.
And with Dawn again with a very commanding lead. Influx has good setups. I really like this board for his end game. He's going to be able to take out these blues horizontally. Is going to have everything kind of already set up and just needs one more red now. And at 651, he'll be joining Dawn, who has built up an 18 virus lead. That is really good for Dawn.
Yeah, we do know that, Influx can put on the jets, when he wants to, so, um, it will probably be soon. Um, I
It's
like
going to
this
have to be
setup
if
that
he
he's
wants to
got.
take this.
That's true. It is only game 1 though, so, uh, I don't know, he could pull a Packy and just, Hulk out. There is
Yep.
that option.
That is always something that we expect to see with our top players. Big combo there from Influx, but it is still 17 virus difference here in this last level of this block.
Mhm,
Don looking to be cruising to a victory here. Is just going to need a handful of the right pills. That is not the setup that he wanted, but it's gonna, yeah, he's gonna be able to take care of this without too much trouble. Just gonna redirect some yellows, and yeah, there's that yellow. It's gonna take care of that,
there.
and just one more
Just need
blue,
the one
and at
blue.
an 808.
You could see him shake his head. He wanted to take all of those out without the extra blue. It just happened that the the way that everything, came down, he still needed one more blue to fire everything off in that combo.
No, we were talking about averages earlier, and that 808 only 3 seconds off of Don's average for this level block. He's not in here. I think he's only done last month. I'd have to go back and check uh, for this year, but that's what we're seeing. He's only got a few seconds up and down from that 805 mark, and that 808
Mhm,
definitely within that, and their influx that 854. Uh,
mhm,
like we said, Don is very consistent, and it's going to take consistency to beat him. But game one, to Don.
mhm. Exactly. I was mentioning that, in the booth earlier, is that in this level block, Dawn is very, very consistent. You can really right around that 8-minute mark is where he tends to be. Influx does have a better best time for this level block at a 7:07. Um, but with that, it's not necessarily as consistent as Dawn is with what he's doing.
Yeah. Now, remember though that prior to last month, Don had never gotten a win in the semifinals. He
Mhm.
had been there, I believe it was 3 separate times, and had always fallen in the semis. So it's yeah, all that's true, but we are talking if we're going to talk about having the experience, that is something definitely
Mhm.
that Influx has.
Oh,
Uh,
very
but
much.
but this is Dr. Mario. This is where things happen, and yeah, Don proving that by taking this game one, and
Mhm.
neither player really getting a strong, clear advantage. It is about 6 viruses up for Influx right now. Uh, but and honestly, I think he's got the better board health, but it's certainly nothing very strong here as we are just at the beginning of this real slog of a level block.
Mhm. I like that, the combo that Influx, pulled off. It did you could tell he thought about it for a little bit, um, which slowed him down just a little bit, but I think, the combo in the end was worth it.
Yeah, and he's taking a good lead now. It is 9-1, and he is just needing two more reds. Gonna get one, gonna get two, gonna be out at a 143. It's a good time for this level,
Mhm.
and that is gonna force Don to really work a little bit here, as he is, yeah, making the right plays. He just needs two reds himself. And the doctor providing his support for Ukraine. There it is, 202, and Don is joining Influx in level 11.
Influx with only an 8 virus lead, he did have to set up some things at the beginning of the level, um, with some cleared garbage, and things like that, because what he really, really wanted was not coming.
Yeah, you see that a lot in these early levels. And speaking of the early levels, look at what Don's got set up. That was great. And
Nice.
yeah, these triples,
Oh,
this red blue, exactly what he wants to see. And he's taking his choice. This is exactly
there you
right.
go.
Beautiful play for Don,
Lovely.
and that's got him in the lead now. Very quickly. This is the speedrunner's dream boards that we're talking about.
Mhm,
But he's going to need reds to make it work, and so far the game's been a little stingy with those. Now he would
mhm.
love those double yellows that he's been getting, but is okay with what he's got so far. And Influx with a lot stacked up. I'm assuming,
What?
yep, we're going to see a massive combo drop down. Looked over just in time for that one.
Yeah, I did too. I saw it fall and I could see I was like, "Oh, oh, this is massive."
Yeah, it looked like way too much garbage. I'm like, no, no, this is gonna be something big. And speaking of something big, watch what Don's gonna set up here. He's got this
Mhm.
drop. There's that. There's that. He's got just one
He's
virus left.
shaking his head. I don't know why, because that was wonderful.
I think he wanted it to be all. I think he wanted it to be an all clear, and it just didn't end up being that. Oh man, these combos from these players, it's enough to scare you.
But and I was gonna say, watch, with Influx. It's it didn't come out in one big combo like I think he wanted, but it was a couple of combos, one right after the other, that got rid of everything on his board. So, also very good combo play. This is, we these are two of our big combo players, with their play style. So, we are seeing what we kind of expected to see with them.
Yeah, I was just thinking, this reminds me a lot of watching No Izzle and Panban Richard play each other
Mhm.
in the VBL finals uh, sometime last season, and it was enough to make me go, "Ooh, I'm not sure I want to get into Virus Busters League." I will say, if you are watching this and interested in playing Dr. Mario competitively, don't take this as a deterrent. These are two of our biggest big brain combo players, And yeah, this we take players of all skill levels. We would love to have you join us,
Mhm.
no matter
We
if you
even
can
take people
see
like
what's
me
going
who are
on.
not good at the game.
I wouldn't go that far,
Okay.
but oh, Don holding on to this lead. He is thinking real hard about going up 2-0, and think I think the game may be agreeing with him. As he is just two yellows away. There's one, there is two, and he is ready for level 13. Out at a 543, and yeah, another solid speed board on top here for Dawn. As Influx making some magic happen is going to need a couple more blues, and then he will be out as well. There's one, there is two, out at a 606. So at the start of this level, about a 16 virus difference. Not insurmountable, but definitely going to be work for our multi-time champion Influx.
Mhm. Now, Dawn is kind of spired over on the right side, column 7 and a little bit of 8. He's gonna be able to bring it down. There's a lot of blues clumped together, so if he gets the right RNG, it can be great. If he does not get the right RNG, it can be a little tragic.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and just put something down here. I like these plans. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's got the big brain plan going on. And the question is it going to take too much time? Is Influx going to be able to pull this off because of how difficult this plan is to come out? Does not appear that's going to be the case as Dawn gets it and is now down to just a dozen.
And he's got some plans for those reds in the middle of the board. He would have, at this point, loved a double red. It did not show. He's gonna create the T. He's down to 3 viruses.
Yep. Just forgoes the fat log. Makes sense. Now just two reds, and there's one, there's two, and with a 744, Dawn is up 2 games to none. And that is a PB for him in this level block by 15 seconds.
And Influx can be out at a 7:55. He had some very creative plays to end his level 13. It was just, again, you can't really beat PB strats.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, that would have won game one. Sub 8 minutes would have been enough to win game one there. But
Mhm.
Don just turning on the Jets when he needed to. So at 2 games to none, Don is just one away from going to his second straight finals. Influx needs a reverse sweep here to happen, and both players are ready. So let's see which one it's going to be. 3, 2, 1, and pills. All right, good early setups for our players. Don wisely seeing that, hey, this is gonna be a combo if I can set it, and oh, there it is. Nothing major. Meanwhile, Influx also at 38, also with his own combo to set up, gets the yellow blue that I thought he was going to want for that. I believe he's waiting around for yellow red and is now going to need a little bit more than that to get it started. Uh, is finally gets the yellow red after he's already sent everything up because that's the way the doctor plays. And finally gets that combo set off and takes the lead 24 to 26.
Mhm. The thing with Influx's board right now is he doesn't have any access to red. It's the little bit that is not buried way under the board is buried under garbage, and only now is he able to open that up and start to be able to use it. But a very nice tea there from him.
Meanwhile, over on Don's side, he is down to a dozen, as is Influx. And he's got a little bit of everything left, but he needs his reds to come up first. They finally do, and he breaks his stream trying to get a combo. There he goes. Um, all right. So again, though, needs more reds to make this continue. Is going to get this T here. That is smart play from him. Uh, looks to be set up over the horizontal as influx out at about a 141. Uh, and Don, there we go. He's going to get this combo set up. The double yellow is perfect for him, and out at a 148. So about 7 seconds difference.
Influx setting up a sort of a it was a sort of a garbage um setup there. He was not getting exactly what he wanted for his combo. Um I th- I don't know which board I like better. I like both of these boards. I think they're very playable.
A lot of double opportunities on both boards.
Mhm.
Influx with a triple chance here is going to set up that way. Actually, going to take it as a quad with a T. And this double blue is going to be perfect for him to set up. Good thing, too, because he was set up specifically for a double blue. If it had taken any
Mhm.
more time to come up, we would be talking about the slowdown there. But that's influx for you. He's going to swing for the fences.
Mhm.
And while
He
I,
has
I
he has
sometimes
gotten in
wonder,
trouble specifically waiting for a double blue before. I remember
yes,
that. Has gotten himself into trouble with that. So I'm glad that it was able to work out for him. Whew.
yeah, yeah, he's definitely not one to shy away from the the Chad combos, if you will. And we're having a little bit of trouble with Don's stream there. I don't know if it's on his end or ours, but either way, we're gonna take his time based on his timer, not on what we see on our stream. So we will have to wait and see what happens if there is considerable issue toward the end of the run. But we still got a couple levels left. Speaking of a couple of levels, out of the 344 is Influx, and into a board with no access to yellow on top, and of course a
Mm,
double yellow, the second pill. That's gross,
eh,
Doc.
yeah. Well, that is very Dr. Mario RNG.
Oh, definitely. If you feel that way constantly, be sure you petition our staff for more Super Nintendo content, as the RNG is slightly better in that version. Oh me.
Or Dr. Mario 64, the best version.
Yeah, I haven't played enough of it to be able to agree with that or not. All right, so out of the 345 is Dawn, and as I recall, that's not terribly far from where Influx was.
Mhm.
But we're looking at a close to a minute time difference on their clocks now, thanks to some of the internet issues that Dawn was having. Again, we're gonna go by their timers, and so it's gonna be a real question of who ends up first. We may see Influx finish first and then be waiting around for Dawn. We'll just have to see what happens.
Mhm. Influx with a couple of very, very good lightning bolt combos. Very nicely executed.
And interesting that Influx a couple of times has had double blues and didn't take a combo over on that right hand side. It's worked out for him, but it is just interesting seeing these plays. And part of it is just my magpie brain just going, "Oh my gosh, take the pretty combos." But also, it's just interesting seeing the different things the different players see as Influx out of
Mhm.
538 and looks to have a lead just based on where Dawn is right now. But we'll have to wait and see if that is the case.
Mhm.
Dawn with a big
Dawn
setup
waiting
here.
on a yellow. There we go. That's gonna set off his combo there that he wants. But he did have to wait quite a while for that. So, um, that we've seen that happen when people need to wait for a very specific color. He was waiting for a red yellow, which is the most common pill in the game. So Thanks for that, RNG.
Yeah. In Tetris, they talk a lot about piece dependencies, and that's the sort of thing we try to avoid because
Mhm.
you don't want to see a requirement of a specific pill in, especially if it is a double pill. That can be a real pain. But looks like it was 538 out for Influx, and it is going to be a 607, so about 29 seconds difference. Influx with a fairly solid lead here in this level 13, looking to take his first crown and start on this march of trying to get this reverse sweep to go down.
Mhm. He is, there's a little I'm not sure what he wants to do with his column 8. I think he might just want to clear that, oh, okay. He's gonna try to take that red horizontally. Oh, gets the double red, it's perfect. Um, I was gonna say, "Oh, no, he set himself up to rely on a double red," but then it immediately came.
Yeah, the game does that sometimes. All right, but it is going to be three more yellows for Influx. There's one, there's two, and three, and at a 754. So now we've got to give Dawn his time. It's going to be about 30
Mhm.
seconds left. It's going to be a very tall order, but I don't know that it's impossible. So, not that what I know and don't know is it matters a hill of beans. We're just going to wait and see exactly what's going to happen with this board. But Dawn's going to have to really push here if he's going to take this one. And just another 15 seconds has got some good setups here, but it is taking its time happening. Uh, Not gonna get it is Dawn, but I can't wait to see this combo drop off because I think he's got
Mhm.
something big planned. Here we
Bam,
go.
bam. There we
There it
go.
is. All right.
Beautiful.
So at over 8 minutes, Dawn is not going to take this one, and it is going to be Influx with his first crown, 2 games to 1. Dawn with the lead. Influx going to take a breather. We'll probably go get him something to drink and maybe check on that new baby of his.
He could do influx strats and have the baby in his lap while he plays.
Yeah, that is
Or
something we saw
Ibar
Ibar
strats. I don't
do.
know if I said influx or Ibar. They're both
All
of their
good.
names start with I.
Yep. And it does appear we've lost Dawn. We're going to try to get him back. And when we do, we will be ready. Well, actually, when we get both of our players back, we'll be ready for game 4. And we talk about what a marathon this tends to be. And yeah, there's up to 5 games at 8+ minutes. I mean, you're talking about 40 minutes of Dr. Mario
Mhm.
if it goes the distance, and that is tough, especially when you got to play a final right after. So we do have Dawn back and are ready,
Well,
and
and
here
that
comes
final is
Dawn.
against Adelito. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Well,
that's also a thing.
neither player can be looking forward to Adelito right now. They've got the player across from them to take care of. And both of
Mhm.
them, by the way, have wins against Adelito in the past. We'll talk about that, or we'll hopefully the folks calling the finals will be talking about that here in just a few. But we've got 3, 2, 1 pills. Adelito, or see, now you got me talking about Adelito. Influx looking to tie it up. Don looking to seal the deal and make his second final in 2 months. And I love these setups for both players. This again, that cerebral play
Mhm.
style that they've got, uh, sort of a dimwit plus.
Mhm.
Dimwit known as one of the most cerebral players we've ever had, and this is going beyond that, just for cause of time. It
Mhm.
is it is some really cool plays from these guys.
Yeah. Dawn needing a lot of red and not getting it. Finally get some, but he had to search for some places to put, pills that he was not able to use. So Influx has jumped out to a little bit of a lead very early on in this match.
I feel like based on how high these boards are, we're going to see that lead kind of continue to expand. It was 4, now it's up to 7. Don finding some good combos, but has blocked off this horizontal, at least from the left side, on the reds at the bottom of his board. Hasn't been too big of an issue yet, but again, we're looking at that 6 virus difference, and I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up a little bit. But Don finds his way to the bottom of this board, and that is going to look good for him. But Influx out at a 141. He is just getting faster,
Hmm.
and not too far behind is going to be Don.
Yeah, he could have been out a little bit faster. He had wanted to take one of his final clears as an L clear and missed the tuck, so he had to be very creative in getting rid of that garbage and setting up um, to take those pills again. Um, so hopefully, you know, nobody likes missing tucks. I I know from experience because I that's something I'm not good at. Um, but oh, a fat log there from Influx and a T. He's just really, really just racing through. He really does want the decider.
Yeah, he has destroyed this board. Even by the time Don could get into it, it was, oh, that tuck did not go where Don was hoping for it to. That is going to cost him some time because he needed that setup exactly where it was. It's gonna leave him a bit in the lurch here. Gonna get this double that's gonna take care of the combo that he was hoping for to begin with. But out at a 313 is Influx, and he's in a really good position right now. Although Don now
Mhm.
free and clear has a setup for everything except for this one last red, and oh, gonna get an offset fat log and be out at a 332. Now
Influx
look at
not
Influx.
really
No
needing
yellow.
yellow right now at all. The one that's exposed is now gone. But you can see that he's setting up for drop combos and things like that underneath, like he just does here. So he is looking that 1 level down, 2 levels down. What can he do later with this pill that he's getting now that he can't quite use at the moment?
Yeah, and Don also with some pretty elaborate setups that are costing him time at around the same time. We're talking about a 15 virus difference now, whereas, it's just kind of grown, and that's the nature of kind of the RNG that he's gotten, the boards that he's gotten, and
Mhm.
also the setups that he's been putting together. Uh, they've they've been smart setups. It's just sometimes the pills don't show for you. And when they don't, that can be real problematic.
Mhm. Influx with a slight amount of garbage on his board. He set up for 2 horizontal drop combos that were reliant on one of the same pills. One of the same, pill halves that was already on the screen. So, he did have to take that, does turn it into gold, with that, as, as Swang would say, turns garbage into gold, and he's now free and clear for everything. So, you know, again, I may have to eat those words. It may have been exactly what he wanted to do. I'm not sure we will ever know,
I'll tell you
but
what was not what he wanted to do was what Don just dropped this yellow blue. He did flip it the wrong way up. That is going to cost him a little bit of time again. So just a couple of bigger misdrops have cost Don uh, a bit of time here. Not going to be a massive bit because he's going to get a yellow blue followed by a double yellow. He's out at a 550. But that is 16 viruses behind Influx at the start of this level number 13, final level for this block.
There is quite a lot of yellow exposed on the left side of Influx's board. It does seem that he is getting what he wants and what he needs in order to take care of most of it. Um Hopefully, oh, there's a double blue. I was gonna say hopefully he's not waiting on a double blue.
Oh yeah, I mean
It didn't matter if he was or not.
he was set up to need a double blue.
Mhm.
And that is again, he's just swinging for the fences. Influx is one to throw to swing for a home run every chance he gets.
A
And
very
so
Max
far it's worked
Scherzer
out for
type
him.
for those who know baseball.
I am not one of those people. So yeah, so far it has worked out for him though. As we see
Um,
Don shaking his head, he knows he's behind, but is down
but I
only about
love the
13 and
bottom
look
of
at
his
the board.
board.
Yes.
I love that board.
Yeah,
The
he's
bottom of
got a
that board is
lot of cool options.
lovely.
And gets
Oh,
the blue yellow, didn't use
the red
everything the
he
way
could have
he
put in
should
the
have.
red blue so that he could have done the fat log. Um, Influx can be out at a 728.
Yeah, and again, that's faster than Dawn has ever gone. So, in fact, Dawn is close to as fast as he's ever gone right now. Uh,
Mhm.
being up against Influx, bringing out the best in Dawn's abilities here. He's looks to be finishing this one out. Can't say I blame him there. Is not going to get the sub 8, but was pretty close to it. Right at
He's
8
gonna get an
minutes.
8 flat. That is
All
still
right.
better than his average. It's again, this is Dawn being very consistent from what we've seen in the past and what we've seen throughout all four crowns so far. But this means that we are going to a decider.
All right. It all comes down to this. Influx looking to complete the reverse sweep. Dawn looking to finish off his opponent and take a second in a row finals appearance. Who's going to win it? We'll find out in just a second as we've got readies from both players. Here it comes. Three, two, one. Pills. All right, better board for Dawn to begin with, just because of the lack of blue or a lack of just color diversity for Influx, although it hasn't been an issue yet.
Yeah, I think the color you were looking for was red.
I don't know
But
my
he
colors
has
anymore.
no, I only expect you to know books. You're the librarian. That's what you know.
Yeah, but
Um,
still.
Dawn, everything is on the right side of his board. Everything. I don't
Yeah,
know how much I like that.
well, he had some stuff on the left side. It was just all in doubles. And, well, as you can see, these doubles are clearing really quickly on
Woo!
Don's side. Uh,
Mhm.
he is not missing a beat. And look at this combo from Influx. Both players down to a lot of red and yellow, although Influx with definitely more blue into the tail end of this board. And it is now 13-9, Influx with the lead. And I think he's going to yet again beat his previous time coming out of this level 10. You remember last time it was about a minute 40, and it was the fastest one that he had done yet. Yeah, this one's going to be
Ooh,
down to a 134. That is great time for him,
I'm happy if I get that time coming out of 6.
aren't we all? So, all right, Don again with another play he wasn't too sure about, but it is going to work out for him. He's going to get this horizontal setup. is just going to need this and out at sub 2 minutes, 159. Good place to be.
Mhm.
Slight slowdown there on the congratulations screen. Minuscule. One of the things that you know he felt it, but
Mhm.
didn't
Mhm.
going to be too terrible for him.
Yeah. I like what Influx has set up. Does not use the double red for it. He could have, decided not to. Um, but that red that's on top, or I'm sorry, the yellow that's on top of that red does not have to, go to waste. If you look one down, well, he's not going to use it, but sets it up again. Once he clears out those reds in that column, well, it could have dropped onto a yellow and then he got rid of it again. So thanks, Influx, for making me sound like I don't know what I'm talking about.
Meanwhile, another slowdown from Dawn, and looks like a late misflip there on column 6. That is not what he wanted, especially as he was in the process of putting a comeback together. That's kind of rough for him. Now he's setting himself up to need a double red. Although a red yellow could be helpful depending on where he puts this double yellow there. So going to be interesting to see the plans as they come up. But Influx already out of this level 11 into 12, with Dawn still about a dozen to go. And again, we had a bit of a slowdown on Dawn's side. So, just bear with him as far as the timers go. He is about 20 seconds behind on the timer at this point.
Mhm. And, we do have a comment from Mama Bear 26,000 speed. For those of you who don't know, I believe that is Influx's mom. So, she is in here rooting on her son. We love to see it. We love to see anybody's friends, family, anything show up. So if you can get them to watch the stream, they can party with the rest of us.
Absolutely. All right, Don's going to be out of here at a 413. You see the head shake. He is not happy with that time, but all you can do is play. All you can do is keep playing
Mhm.
and play as fast as you can. And this, yeah, that's a good pill setup for him. Going to get him moving in the right direction. And you see him taking that blue with the yellow straight down. That is going to be to clear out some garbage. It is exactly the play that he wants to be making right now. You see him get rid of that garbage, gets the combo. No garbage coming down on Influx's side from it because, well, we're not playing versus.
Influx down to 4. He's looking for there's the red. Um, he needs to take that blue vertically. There's not really a good way to try to take it horizontally. But all he needs now is just one blue. And there it is. He's gonna be out at a 544.
All right, so we'll keep that time in the back of our minds as we continue to watch him and his final level and watch Don try to finish up this level 12. Both players doing the best they've got. Either one, whoever wins this is going to go on to our finals in our next match against Adelito, who's got to be happy with the results, no matter who wins it, because he's going to be playing against an opponent who has the stress of this really tough match behind them,
Mhm.
and yeah, that's going to be great if you're Adelito.
Mhm. In essence, he'll be playing a somewhat tired opponent. Oh, we
Indeed.
found someone who used to beat Influx on apparently a regular basis. Mama Bear used to be able to take him at this game.
All right, 6:21 for Dawn, so it looks like about 40 seconds behind, but it's been a slow early level for Influx. He is halfway
Mhm.
through his board, but still very high up, and that's not
Mhm.
always a great thing. Might give Dawn a chance. This double red blitz going to be good for him as soon as it ends. It has ended, and that is exactly when he wanted it to end. Any longer, and he would run out of places to put reds, would have been detrimental to him.
Mhm. And you can always tell when that ends. A double red blitz is always going to end with a red yellow. Basically, if you take the first letter of each type of pill and you put it in order, um, you can tell when the blitz ends when the next one in the order comes up. So yellow, double yellow blitz would be YY, and the next one in the sequence is BB for double blue. Um, a double blue blitz is always going to end with a red blue. Yes, a red blue. Um, and a red blitz is always going to end with a red yellow.
All right, so it's 8:03 for Influx, and it is off to the races for Dawn. He has got to beat that 8:03 if he wants to go into the finals again. He has got just a few seconds to get there, and it doesn't look like it's going to be the case, but we got to give him the full chance. There's 8:01, 8:02, 8:03, and it is going to be Influx taking the win and going into the finals. You see that immediate reaction from him.